Did a crowd just co-sign a player who espoused racist and homophobic beliefs? Cole Sportz presents on the Daily. And I'm so glad that I'm joining you on your iPad, iPhone, Android, smartphone, TV, computer, or any other video apparatus. Cole Johnson here on the Daily's on Tap, and this is going to be one abbreviated version of Rapid Fire. We'll start overseas in Scotland. Kudos to one Tiger Woods. He was on the back nine yesterday with a one-shot lead. He was this close to winning his 15th major, but he couldn't pull it out. But he did end the tournament at 5 under par. Congratulations to Francesco Molinari, but people are always just talking about Tiger. Go figure. It was good to see him in the red Nike. Turning our attention back home, Carmelo Anthony, who was traded to the Hawks for David Schroeder, and who was released by the Hawks, it's not really official until next week, more than likely will sign with the Rockets. Now, that's the biggest non-shock of the whole summer, but it's good to see that the Rockets are trying, emphasis on the word trying, to cover up for the missing of Luke and the missing of Ariza. But then again, they won't miss him missing 9 threes in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals this past year. Saquon Barkley signs on a dotted line, 4 years, over $30 million. This gentleman is ready to go and ready to roll. And I really am hoping that this is going to be the answer for the Giants' backfield as they go into the 2018 season, having something that they haven't possessed since, dare say, Tiki Barber? Yeah, the man who seems to have trouble holding on to the ball and holding on to his wife. And sad news to report. Yesterday, former coach, the recently former offensive lineman for the Vikings, Tony Sparano, all of a sudden he died. And it's unfortunate that this is the case, and he was beloved all throughout the NFL circles. He's coached in 9 different teams over the 19 years, most notably being the head coach of the Dolphins. He is the guy that you would credit bringing to the league the Wildcat offense. Tony Sparano, offensive line coach for the Minnesota Vikings, dead at the age of 56. Burn it up! We're not even going to take a break. We're going to go right into this one because this is the hottest of all takes. All right, so you had a player who started on an all-star game, baseball. He was found to have racist and homophobic tweets. And yesterday, he received a standing ovation. Oh, I'm about to go in! Player's name is Josh Hader. And that's not Hater, it's Hader. The team is the Milwaukee Brewers. And he got on the mound in the Sunday tilt in Milwaukee, Miller Stadium, against the Dodgers. He took the mound, and the left-hander got a standing ovation from the crowd. Here is where I have the problem. Support, I get. And I understand that, yeah, he did these racist and homophobic tweets back when he was 17. He's 24 now. I get that this is something that he doesn't believe now, but he did believe at one time. And I get that he is contrite and he accepted sensitivity training from Major League Baseball as his punishment. He had no issue with that. And I have no issue with that. The issue I have lies with the standing ovation. Why would anybody, I don't care what crowd it is, give any person who espoused poisonous beliefs at one point in particular time in life a standing ovation just simply because he's doing his job? I would get if it was like, oh, I'll do a life reference, like Tookie Williams. And he was a gangbanger who in jail did everything he could to turn that around. He ended up having a Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts before he died. I would get that. A standing ovation for that I would get, because you look at a person in his or her life's journey, you see the valley, he gets out of the valley, and you see the mountaintop moment. And at his mountaintop moment, you're giving him a standing ovation or her a standing ovation because they overcame. Hater didn't overcome, he just was found out. And yes, he's been contrite. And yes, he doesn't believe that anymore. And yes, his teammates has come to his defense. Good. All of those is wonderful. And I'm not saying that the guy is the next KKK member or the next skinhead member or the next neo-Nazi or the next white nationalist that we should just simply boot out of the way. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that yes, he took responsibility, and I'm happy for that. But you shouldn't do standing ovations for that, because it gives people outside of the purview the sense of you're co-signing what this guy said. You are agreeing to what this guy said. You're giving credence to the poison that he spewed. And Jalen Rose of Get Up said something that was really profound. He said, there's a danger to saying, well, he was only 17 when he did it. Well, at 17, you were about to become a man or a woman. At 17, you were more than likely a senior in high school, if not graduated from high school. At 17, you were a year into driving a car, which to me, that's one of the most adult things that you can do. So I get that at 17, you aren't fully a man or fully a woman, but you are on the doorstep of it, and you're doing some adult things then. So I can't excuse that, well, he was only 17 with racist and homophobic comments. Can't do it. What I can do, though, is hope that he continues onward in not believing or saying or feeling those thoughts when it comes to anybody non-Caucasian or anybody who is not straight. That's all I can hope for and all I would really care for. But don't give him a standing ovation because of the garbage he spewed. That doesn't need to be co-signed. Support is one thing. A standing ovation for someone who spewed poison makes you in the crowd suspect. If you happen to like this episode or any other episode you have seen thus far, hit that button, ring that bell. Get the notifications ready and subscribe to Cole Sportz on the daily. Monday through Saturday, you will get one of these delivered right to your doorstep. Okay, yes, your digital doorstep. And speaking of things getting delivered to your digital doorstep, why don't you go to Cole Sportz with a Z on Instagram, where the question of the day abounds. And quite simply put, it is about Tiger Woods. So join me there. And also join me on IGTV. The Hot Corner is where I get my hot takes off just like that. And if you have hot takes that you want to get off just like that, the mic is yours. On Instagram, I'm at Cole Sportz with a Z. On Twitter, I'm at Cole_Sports with a Z. On Facebook, I'm at Cole Sportz with a Z. Online, it is ColeSportsWithAZ.com. I can be reached there. You can comment under this video as well. And if you want to really do it long form, email is info at ColeSportsWithAZ.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for the recent support. Thank you for the comments. I appreciate you, and you make me better. And hopefully, I inspire you to be better. Well, that's all the time I have. Thank you so much for joining me as I represent the intelligent sportsman and woman all around the world, especially you. Cole Johnson, this has been yet another episode of Cole Sportz on the visual and on the daily.